Dude, I just made this jewel for like not even 1 exalt worth of crafts, right? I just randomly crafted it. I alteration spammed it a few times. Look at this. Triple crit multi in life. This guy is giving me 4 exalts for it. This is the easiest 4 exalts of my life. Oh my god. Easy. Dude, that was so easy. I just used like 5, 6, maybe 8 harvest crafts. Dude, I could print these all day. You could do it in Quarry too. You don't even have to be in high tier mass for this. It's a jewel. You just craft this stuff in Quarry all day, printing money. Dude, this is actually way too easy. I don't know if I should tell you how to do this. This is too easy. Yo, Herald of Thunder people and people who aren't even playing Herald of Thunder. Let's talk about how you can make some sick crafts, all right? These crafts and all these little tricks are going to be transferable to any build that you're doing, all right? Let's talk about how we can make some really good Herald of Thunder gear, though. And maybe you can pick a few things up if you are not playing Herald of Thunder anyway, right? It's just crafting tricks. If you don't like crafting, pay attention, all right? Because you might be able to learn something. Here we go. So I picked up a Hubris Circlet. You saw it has the Herald of Thunder damage enchant on it. Mana reservation, pretty expensive. If you want, you can buy the Herald of Thunder mana reservation. But I Warlord exalted it. And here, we're going to roll for % elemental damage. Because we are going to Awaken Orb this Warlord with that Crusader helmet. So we're rolling for tier 1 elemental damage. Hey, tier 1 elemental damage. All right. You don't have to regal it, right? Just keep it magic. That's totally fine. There is no need to regal this helmet since we are woke orbing it. All right. So we've got our woke orb, our Crusader helmet, our Warlord helmet. Let's woke orb this over. All right. Let's see what happens. See if we get a little lucky using an Awakener's Orb on this helmet. But wait! What was that? Look at the helmet. It has 2 Crusader things, all right? This is super important, all right? You need to pay attention right here. When you are using a Woke Orb, notice there are 2 Crusader modifiers on here. It's going to choose a random one, right? We wanted to choose nearby enemies have -9 lightning resistance. It could choose the physical damage from hits taken as lightning damage, right? We need to get rid of that, or the Awakened Orb might choose that as the mod that gets carried over, right? It's a 50-50. Why don't we just make it 100%? So let's go ahead and remove physical, the only physical mod being the phys damage taken from hits. There we go. Now it's just 1 Crusader modifier on the helmet. We can Woke Orb them together. Let's see if we get a little bit lucky. So we're going to copy that item on the left, paste it over onto the Hubris, and here we go. We got our Ellie damage. We have our nearby enemies have - lightning resistance. And we got a defense and life roll on there. So it's going to be very easy to remove those when we want to. Here we see the end result of what we want our helmet to be. We want Chaos Res. This can be another res if you want. It can be whatever. We want life, elemental damage, max power charge, global crit multiplier, and nearby enemies have -9 lightning res. So let's formulate a plan for how to get there. All right, first of all, we're going to get rid of that life regeneration. That is bad, and it was taking up one of the slots that we want to be filled up with something good, right? We can just remove whatever we got from our Awakener Orb because we got a little lucky. If you didn't get lucky on your Awakener Orb, you can go ahead and, as a last resort, it's 100% fine to scour this. The only thing you need to do is alteration spam until you get your tier 1 elemental damage, all right? Increased Ellie damage, you just alt spam until you get that. We're going to get our Chaos Res on the helmet, filling up one of the Suffixes, so that when we slam for something else, when we slam for our life, we are not going to get life regen. We're going to craft a resistance on here, filling up the Suffixes completely, so that the only life prefixes we can get are some of the good ones, right? We could still get hybrid. That's totally fine. We're going to try to get a T1 life roll. Let's see what we can get. So our Suffix is full. Now we can slam for life. And we got some weird hybrid life, which is fine. We just remove add life. Oh, we got a little more life. This is totally fine. Let's see if we can get something better. All right, 78 life. Good enough for now. It's tier 3, yeah. But for this purpose of this video, let's go ahead and say it's good enough for now. So we've got our Ellie damage. We have the nearby enemies have minus lightning res. We have chaos res. What else do we need for our helmet? Well, we still need crit multi and +1 power charge. So let's go ahead and remove the crafted mod that we had on there to fill the suffixes. And now that the prefixes are full, the only crit mod that we can get is global crit multi. And this is important if you want to keep re-rolling, removing and adding crit, right? I kept the defense mod on there to fill a prefix so that we can remove and add crit mods until we get tier 1 crit multi. So you see here, prefixes filled. Let's go ahead and augment crit, the only one being critical strike multiplier. We got tier 2 crit multi. If you want, you can re-roll this until it is tier 1, because it's better to do that now than when you have the power charge on here, or else when you remove a crit, it might get rid of your power charge as well. So if you want to remove add, you can go ahead and do that. Let's see if we can get crit 1 multi here. T1 multi, and we hit it, right? Now we are good. Now our helmet is almost super clean and super perfect. We're going to go ahead and we're going to remove that pesky defense mod. It's the last prefix we need to get rid of. So remove a random defense. There we go. And now for the very last thing we need is +1 max power charge. We augment with a crit mod, and there we go. This is how you make an insane helmet. And if you need to, once you woke orbit, let's say you get some really jank stuff, maybe you had to do a 50-50 and remove the elemental damage, you know, it's whatever. Just scour it, alt spam until you get the elemental damage. And what you can do is you can aug lightning twice, and it will get a lightning resistance, and nearby enemies have -9 lightning res, right? It'll fill 2 suffixes. And what you can do, very big brain, very huge watermelon brain, is you can change the lightning res to a cold res with one of the T2 crafts, and then you can remove cold, right? So you're not doing a 50-50 to remove the nearby enemies. You just change it to another res, and then you remove it, right? And now you have elemental damage, and nearby enemies have -9 lightning res, and you just go for it. The rest of the way, you follow along. Super, super easy. And this helmet is crazy, dude. This is insane. Even with this stinky life roll that I have on here, this is worth like 15 exalts. That's pretty good. It didn't cost that much to craft it. It costs about 4x for the Awakener orb, 2x for the Hubris circlet base, so we're at 6. Another 1 for the Crusader orb, so that's 7. That's not bad. And then some crafts, you know, maybe the 2 aug crits cost 1 each. Maybe that's 9. So about 10x for the helmet. You can sell this, turn it around, make some money if you want. Otherwise, you get to use this. This is crazy, right? Crit multi, life, chaos res, power charge, Ellie damage, and minus lightning res. Wow, what a great helmet. For a great price. Now, let's talk about these gloves, right? Increased critical strike chance against shocked enemies. That is an incursion mod, a temple mod, an Atsuatl mod. Now you want item level 84 at least on these gloves. Most items you want at least 85, 86. Check the Craft of Exile to make sure, but to be safe, you can always kind of go with 86. And if you got to come down a little bit, just check what mods are there. For gloves, 84, perfectly fine. We're getting all the res, all the life, all that good stuff. Now look at this, these gloves. I bought them for like 5 chaos. Seems pretty stinky, right? Oh, mana. Oh, intelligence. How am I going to get rid of it? Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to go ahead and we're going to remove the physical that was on this glove. We have an attack physical, remove the physical, and now what we can do is remove non-lightning. We can remove non-lightning off of the gloves. What that's going to do is it's going to add lightning to attacks as the only other lightning modifier that isn't lightning resistance. As you can see here, we want chaos res, fire res, max energy shield, percent or flat is fine, and the good max life roll. We're going to scroll down because at the bottom for these gloves, we want the incursion mod, lightning res, and increased crit strike chance against shocked enemies. And we want fizz converted to lightning because of our explosion chest doing physical damage. We're a lightning build, so we want to convert that over. So let's remove non-lightning, add lightning. You notice it removed the mana and added lightning to attacks. Well, now we just remove a random attack modifier. We don't have to remove lightning, right? It's double tagged. We remove attack. Now we're going to do the same thing with that pesky intelligence. Remove non-lightning, add new lightning. It's going to add lightning to attacks, and then we remove attacks once more. And now we've got a pretty nice base of gloves. Sorcerer gloves, nice. And we've got that good incursion mod on there. Go ahead, craft your fizz converted to lightning damage. If you don't have it, just at me in game, tripolarbear, B-E-A-R. I'll craft it on there for you for 1 divine. It's a 1 divine cost. You can just craft fizz conversion. It's so nice. We don't have to do Crusader. We're going to go ahead and we're going to augment chaos res on there. The only thing on gloves for chaos is the chaos resistance. So there we go. We aug chaos, filling a suffix. Now we're going to augment a defense modifier. Maybe we get nice flat or percent. This one, it's just a little flat. That's perfectly fine. We can re-roll that later. Now here is where it gets slightly tricky. Our prefixes are not full. Our suffixes are not full. When we augment for that fire res, it might give us fire damage to attacks. In that case, we augment fire again to get the resistance, and we remove attack. Now I augment fire here, maybe getting the res, and we hit the res, so we are good. Now our suffixes are full, and we can finally augment for life without hitting life regen as a suffix, because again, our suffixes are full. So there we go. We hit the life on there. Now we can re-roll spam our energy shield with remove defense, add defense, and we can do the same with life. So let's remove life, add life. Ooh, that's not very good. How about we try it one more time? That's a little better. Let's go ahead and remove defense, add defense. Try to change that little 6. Ooh, look at that. Tier 2%. That's pretty nice. Get a little ES. We're hybrid. There's not too many other prefixes to get on here, so this is pretty nice for us. So let's talk about these boots, right? Everybody wants two-toned hunter boots with a lot of move speed and tailwind. All right, all you need to do, get a pair of two-toned hunter boots, item level 86 at least, for 35 move speed. Now, if you want, you can just buy the hunter influence two-tone boots, or you can buy a hunter's exalted orb and a pair of uninfluenced item level 86 two-tone boots and just slam it on there. Roll the move speed. All we're looking for is this 35% move speed. Now you see, I had life on it and 35 movement speed. So this was nice, but I need to regal it to make it a rare. On the regal, I hit strength. So what I'm going to do is remove life, and you can then just go for a 50-50. I was feeling kind of lazy, so I just went for removing life and then annulling a 50-50. So this is what we're going for in the end with the boots. 35 move speed, good life, cold, fire, resistance, and tailwind. And lastly, as the last prefix, we're going to craft cannot be frozen, freeing up one of our utility flask slots. So let's remove a random life, and let's go ahead and see if we can hit the 50-50. Otherwise, we just alteration for 35 move speed again. There we go. We hit it. Easy clap. Let's go ahead, get our fire res on here. The only fire and cold mods on boots are just going to be resistance. It's super free. Augment fire. We got fire res, of course. Augment cold. Guess what it's going to be? Cold resistance. So easy to get the res on your boots. Now, we want to fill up our suffixes. One of the best suffixes you can get on boots is tailwind. So we're going to go ahead and aug crit, getting tailwind, filling up the suffix, and leaving us being able to aug life on the boots without getting life regen. So let's go ahead, aug life, and there we go. All of this stuff you could re-roll and re-roll. If you do the cold res, make sure that you re-roll the cold res before you craft frozen. It cannot be frozen on there because that is a cold mod too. Or you can take the cold res, transfer it over to lightning resistance, re-roll lightning resistance up to T1, and then transfer lightning res back to cold res. And that's an easy way if you've already crafted cannot be frozen on your boots. These boots are so easy. They are so free to make. All you need is an aug crit and a few other augments and a little bit of alteration luck. All right, the last and easiest item for you guys to make an absolute boatload of money on is Cobalt Jewels. Jewels are so easy to roll for triple crit multi and life. Check it out. I got a pretty lucky transmute. It really doesn't cost that many alts to get it. We got global crit multi. What you want is global crit multi or critical strike multiplier with elemental skills. These are the ones that you can't target very easily with harvest crafts. Now, what you're going to do now is to get one prefix be your life, right? Or your defense. You want energy shield or life. That's very, very nice to have on your jewel. All right, you can see here we want energy shield or life as one of our prefixes. Second prefix, let's help those cast on crit Ice Nova people out. Let's make some sick multi-jewels for them. 15 to 18 critical strike multiplier with cold skills. That is prefix number 2. Suffix number 1, we already have that. Global crit strike multiplier. This can also be, as you see right here, crit strike multiplier with elemental skills. That's a little bit better, right? A little more crit multi. That's totally fine, though, if you just get the global crit strike multiplier. And the last one we want is critical strike multiplier for spells. Now, unfortunately, for Herald of Thunder, this does not work for us. So we can really only get a few easy jewels that have 2 crit strike multipliers on them in life and something else. Because Herald of Thunder is not a spell. But for cast on crit Ice Nova, it is a spell. So what you want to do, you get your crit strike multiplier global or with elemental skills. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to add life, right? We aug life. It's going to get like life regen, minion life. It's going to get max life, totem life, or minion life. Whatever you get, you can just remove it until you get good life. Otherwise, you do the same with max energy shield. And we're going to augment a caster modifier here. Now, we want to make sure one of these is full, right? If we're going for the crit strike multi for spells, we want to make sure our prefixes are full with stuff. If we're going to go for the crit strike multiplier with cold skills, we want to make sure the suffixes are filled so we don't hit any of these other things like cold resistance or, you know, double cold res or any stuff like that. So you just want to make sure one of the 2 is filled when you go for it. And let's check it out. So you see here, we have crit strike chance with cold skills. Totem life, I augmented a life on there. I'm just leaving it for now to have the prefix filled. We have our global strike multiplier and fire damage over time multiplier. So we have prefixes and suffixes full, so we get to choose to take one off. We're going to go ahead and remove that fire multi. So now our prefixes are full, and we have one suffix open. So we're going to go ahead and augment caster now. Because now that the prefixes are full, all of the caster prefixes aren't going to be there. We're going to have a higher chance at getting a good caster suffix, that being crit multi with spells. So we augment a magic or rare with new caster modifier. And we get attack and cast speed. That's totally fine. We're going to go ahead and remove caster modifier, add caster modifier. And we're going to do the same with cold skills now that we have all of them open. So remove cold, add cold. Remove cold, add cold. There we go. Crit strike multi with cold skills. It's really that easy. Now we've got our caster left and totem life. So let's go ahead and take care of that pesky attack and cast speed. Remove caster, add caster. Let's go ahead, remove it, add it, and there we go. Crit strike multiplier with cold skills, spells, and global crit multi. All that's left is to remove and augment life. Let's go ahead and remove random life, add life, and there we go. It was only going to hit totem life, minion life, or max life for us. And we hit max life. And look at that. That was triple crit multi. It says it's 2.4 to 3.7 exalts. That's very nice. Anyway, I hope you Herald of Thunder people learned a few things. The helmet, the glove, the boots, they're all super, super sick. And if you want to learn how to craft an insane mirror-worthy staff, you're going to have to get a lot of money, first of all, of course. Second of all, you're going to have to tune in and watch me craft my staff live today. If you caught this video, check it out. All right, tune in. Twitch, YouTube, whatever. Come hit me up. If you need crafts, hit me up. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Good luck and peace out.